It's time! Welcome back to another Pineapple Party episode. Today we are on episode 9. This is another special episode with your boy Jensen Chua as we preview UFC 251 Masvidal versus Usman. This one is super exciting, and I think it's just the perfect time to do such a championship heavy card. Obviously, with the pandemic going on, not a lot of sports are back in action yet. So I don't know about you, but I've been a little bit bored, just stuck at home, and having the UFC to watch, having this wonderful event, this explosive, energetic event to look forward to, has, made my days slightly better. You bloody loser! Nah. But today we'll be talking and previewing the UFC 251 main card. I hope everyone's doing amazing. I hope we're all okay, safe and healthy, indoors, away from all this pandemic nonsense, all right? So I hope everyone's doing amazing. I'm doing all right. Like I said, just a little bit bored. The days go by very quickly, but they're all gray. There's not much excitement going into each and every day. So without further ado, let's discuss this wonderful event. And like I said, we will be focusing on the main card. So right before we start, I think we have to talk about how Masvidal entered the picture. Obviously, we knew that after Jorge Masvidal beat Nate Diaz, we knew that he was trying to get a fight with either McGregor, Covington, or the welterweight champion Kamaru Usman. It's either one of these three fighters. And initially I thought Masvidal going for Usman would be him slightly overselling himself, because although he has been around for so long and he's such a legend to the sport, most of the fight fans, including myself, only started paying real attention to him after that fight, UFC fight night, where he beat Darren Till, knocked him out in the second round. That was when most of us started putting attention to Jorge, and he's had such a phenomenal last year. He's had a wonderful 2019. So for a lot of us, we had this thought of, his hype is building up really, really quickly. Obviously, he's proved it time and time that it is justified, but I feel like going for someone like Kamaru Usman, who completely dominated Tyron Woodley and beat Colby Covington, would be a little bit of an overshot. However, Jorge has been training for Usman for a while. So obviously the money issue came. I'm not fully aware of that, so I won't pretend and talk about it. So we're just going to skip it. I will admit that I don't know much about the pay issue. I do know that many fighters are underpaid. I don't know the amounts, so I won't pretend to know what I'm talking about. I won't pretend to know. Sorry. No. Hold on. Pause. What am I saying here? All right. It's been a long day. Okay, so we know that there is a money issue, but I don't know the details, so I won't talk about it. There, boom, done and dusted, all right? That's it. I don't know the issue, so I won't pretend like I know it, and therefore I won't talk about it, okay? Moving on. Gilbert Burns comes into the picture, right? I believe he was in a lower weight class, and he decided to move up to welterweight. And as soon as he moved up, he suddenly had this, he went on this tear in the welterweight division. Okay? And he eventually found himself in the title picture, right? Obviously, he ran through Gunnar Nelson, who we know is a phenomenal fighter, especially with the ground game, with his jiu-jitsu. We know he ran through, talking about jiu-jitsu, he ran through Damian Maia with a TKO. Damian Maia, someone else with even better jiu-jitsu. And then finally, on the 30th of May, he dominantly beat Tyron Woodley, who we know is a former welterweight champ. So Gilbert Burns has been on a tear through the division, and he ended up, like I said, being in a title picture, and that's how he was booked to fight Kamaru Usman. However, sorry, I had to burp there. Tiny little burp break. However, when it was revealed that he's been tested positive for the coronavirus ruining everything that you ever wanted since 2019, caused him to have to pull out, because obviously man's not gonna go there and scrap with the corona, right? Guess what happens? He pulls out. Usman needs to fight someone. He can't just, stand in the middle of the octagon and dance around and hump floor for 25 minutes. Although some say he did that many times before. So Jorge Masvidal, the absolute genius that he is, manages to renegotiate his contract, I believe his new contract, signed the damn thing, and now in 6 days notice accepted the fight. Title fight, 25 minutes with the dominant Kamaru Usman. Now this is such a wonderful move in my opinion, because Jorge Masvidal is the BMF. And BMFs do BMF things. They do savage things that normal people wouldn't be able to comprehend. And one of those savage things would be 6 days notice, step up and fight Kamaru Usman, right? The Nebraskan nightmare, okay? Marty Usman. But the thing is, if he loses this fight, he has, I wouldn't say excuse, but he has that reason. He could say, oh, I took the fight 6 days notice. Would you expect me to go in there and completely knock someone who had a full training camp out? Albeit Kamaru was training for Gilbert Burns, the fitness side of things is present, right? Regardless of whether Kamaru is training for Covington, Usman, what is he gonna fight? Mirror? No, Masvidal or Burns, the fitness side of things will be there. So Kamaru would definitely have that fitness advantage because he had a full training camp to work on his fitness. So although the opponents and styles are different, he would have his fitness, that slight advantage in the fact that he has more time to work on his cardio, his power, flexibility, whatnot, all right? And if Jorge Masvidal wins, woo, somebody get the alarm. This will be sick. It will be amazing. And I gotta say, when Jorge took the fight, this spark in me just ignited, because suddenly I have this new interest in the card. Over where I'm at in the Middle East, it would be, I believe the main card starts at 5, if I'm not mistaken, 5 in the morning. I'm gonna wake up for that now, So I am very excited for the fight. If Jorge Masvidal loses, he has the reason, oh, I took this fight on short days notice. If he wins, he has the reason, Well, he doesn't need a reason. He can just celebrate and do whatever he wants. All right, so with that cleared, with the hype of this card mainly justified, let's go through the entire main card, starting with, scroll down my notes here. Oh, wait, guys, let me type up the Jack Slack. No, I'm joking. Yeah, we got Amanda Ribas versus Paige Van Zandt. This is, truth be told, I didn't think this fight would have been on the main card. I thought they were gonna have another fight instead of that, and if I would have decided to replace the Paige fight, I would have put maybe Volkan, maybe Makwan Amirkhani, because we know he's been on a pretty decent run as well, instead of them. But regardless, it is what it is. Unless you're big, bald, and pink, you don't have a say in what card you want. So we just shut up and accept it, I guess. But yeah, Paige Van Zandt, Amanda Ribas. I see Amanda taking the dub. I think Paige Van Zandt, although she is still phenomenal, I feel like her looks are better than her fighting skills. And she got looks. Honestly, like, hey, let's be honest here, man. All right? Raw. Yeah, we know she got looks for days. But the fighting skills wise, against someone who has that momentum as Amanda Ribas, yeah, I reckon Amanda could take this fight. She is 9-1, whereas Van Zandt is 8-4. All right. Sorry, guys. She has 8 wins, 4 losses, 3 losses in her last 5 fights. Doesn't look that good to me. All right. I say Ribas has the advantage. And if you look at the betting odds, Amanda Ribas is a minus 834 favorite, whereas Paige Van Zandt is the plus 575 underdog. Moving on to the next fight, we have, now this one is really intriguing, Jessica Andrade versus Rose Namajunas. Okay, I don't know if I spoke about this fight before, but I will always say this. In their first fight, there was not a single point where Jessica was dominant, all right? All I remember from watching that fight was Rose comfortably moving back and forth, comfortably jabbing Jessica's head off. Yeah, she had amazing footwork. She was easily pivoting around Jessica Andrade, who loves to come with heavy curved hooks. So looping shots. She loves to throw hooks. She loves to throw uppercuts. A lot of haymakers. She's someone who throws all power in her punches. She's all power, a lot less accuracy. Whereas Rose is a lot more. It's a lot more of a sniper rifle. She would move back and forth, look for openings and keep jabbing. She works behind her jab. She has phenomenal boxing. And if you watch the first fight, you knew that Rose was dominant the entire time. As a matter of fact, I feel like the only reason she lost was not because of Jessica Andrade being the better fighter. It was because Rose made a terrible mistake, right? Where she held onto the submission. Jessica picks her up, bang! Slams her down on the canvas. She lands on her neck, on her shoulder to the neck, and she goes unconscious. So, the only reason Jessica Andrade got the win, I believe, is because of Rose's own mistake. It wasn't because Jessica was the better fighter that night. And again, I don't have anything against either fighters. They're phenomenal girls. They are wonderful MMA fighters, wonderful martial artists. But I think Rose Namajunas takes the dub. All right, and as proven, most people think so too. Well, the odd makers think so too, with Jessica Andrade being the plus 162 underdog, Rose Namajunas being the minus 200 favorite. Moving on, we go to the bantamweight division. Now, the bantamweight division is, I think, probably one of the hottest divisions right now. Obviously, we know lightweight is super stacked. I feel lightweight has always been super stacked. Featherweight is doing pretty damn good. Welterweight is doing amazing right now. Middleweight is fairly good. Light heavyweight is probably the lowest hype division, and heavyweights are doing pretty amazing. But the bantamweight division, especially with that Cody Garbrandt knockout and Sugar Sean O'Malley knockout couple events prior, the division's on fire, all right? And obviously we knew Henry Cejudo beat Dominick Cruz, and then he announced his retirement, which is why now we have Petr Yan fighting Jose Aldo, who arguably beat Marlon Moraes in a championship fight. So whoever wins will be bantamweight champion. Petr Yan, someone who would constantly stand right in front of you, but he's so slick and fast that if you go for a leg kick, he's pulling his leg even before you even initiate movement. That guy has amazing reflexes. He is a very powerful striker. He doesn't throw much volume, but when he does throw, it's fireworks, man. All right, you get hit, bap, 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 bing. You're dead. You're gone. And of course, I'm not speaking like literally dead, right? Like, all right, UFC. I mean, no one watches this bloody thing, anyways. But if Dana Pink watches this, hey, come on, all right, Dana, buddies, all right, please. But yeah, it would be. This is a really interesting fight because Jose Aldo will forever be a legend, right? I see a lot of people discrediting him. Oh, he lost to Conor McGregor, you know, then he took 2 losses against Max Holloway. Oh, he's a bum. Those guys are clowns, all right? Jose Aldo ruled over the featherweight division for a long time. And it is shocking to see him drop down to bantamweight because he looks like someone's dead grandfather. But the fight against Moraes proved that he's here to stay. And even if he loses to Petr Yan, I reckon he could be top 5 for a very long time. Even in a stacked division, that is the bantamweight division. I reckon he could stay top 5 for at least 3 to 4 years. So Petr Yan is the favorite, minus 228 against Jose Aldo, which is the plus 185 underdog. I see Petr Yan taking this fight, taking the dub. I think as fast as Jose Aldo is, Petr Yan has studied Jose's style for a really long time. And Jose has been in this game for so long that he has this game plan and he sticks with it throughout pretty much most fights. He's going to leg kick you. He's very fast. And when he has you hurt, he's going to chase a knockout down, even though his hands could be down and he could eat shots, but he would chase the knockout down regardless of whatever. So I see Petr Yan taking this fight. All right, moving on, we have featherweight fight that I am very heartbroken to see. Alexander Volkanovski versus Max Holloway. So apparently Max has been training only over Zoom. Yeah, you know that Zoom calls, yeah? The social media you use to structure your meetings and your Friday clubs and all that. Yeah, that's where Max Bless Holloway has been training. Over Zoom, over online classes. I doubt it, to be honest. I think he knows there's so much on the line that he wouldn't just train over Zoom. But again, we can't fully be sure. Whereas Alexander Volkanovski, I feel he just keeps improving. I feel he hasn't even peaked yet. I feel like he's just constantly growing, constantly learning. And like I said, I am heartbroken to have to watch this fight because I like both fighters. Obviously, I like Max a lot more, but they both are no nonsense. They just work hard. They desire it. They're yearning it. So I don't know. Regardless, you know what? I won't say who wins, man. I won't give a prediction because regardless of who wins, the fans lose this one. All right, it's gonna be amazing though. We know Alexander Volkanovski is someone who can chase the knockdown if he wants. He can chase the TKO. He can chase the finish if he wants. He can also very dominantly and very comfortably take decisions if he wants. Max Holloway is someone who starts slow. I think last time in their last fight, where Alexander Volkanovski dethroned Max Bless Holloway, Alex capitalized on the fact that Max would start slow. So if I was Max, I would work on starting faster. Yeah, I don't want to give a prediction because, like I said, one thing is certain: whoever wins, us poor fans loses, man. All right, yeah, wipe these tears off. And let's move on to the main event of the evening. Kamaru Usman taking on Jorge Masvidal. Obviously, Kamaru Usman is the favorite, minus 264 favorite, whereas Jorge Masvidal is a plus 210 underdog. He stepped in as a replacement, obviously, for Gilbert Burns in about, I believe it was around 6 days' notice. We know what. All right, here's the problem though, right? Because when Kamaru fought Kobe, there was a very tangible beef between both fighters. So the fact that they decided to strike and to hurt each other as much as they could made for a very entertaining fight. But in this fight, I doubt Usman is going to go strike, man, because Jorge Masvidal is such a high-level striker. He puts on a striking clinic. He works amazing off of a jab. His body kicks dig into the gut, makes you piss red. And no, it's not the time of the month, but he can hurt you real bad. Like Jorge Masvidal on his feet can hurt you really bad. And Jorge Masvidal, I think he has very underrated takedown defense that a lot of people don't give him credit for. All they see is, they see that double-digit losses and they're like, journeyman Judas. Oh my God, it's so funny, man. But dude has a lot of experience, you know. He has a lot of experience. He has a very underrated takedown defense game. Damian Maia, who I believe I talked about very early on in this episode, we know Damian Maia is a grappler. He's a grappling connoisseur. He knows what's up when it comes to grappling. And he struggled taking Jorge down. So that is a shout. But Usman has very basic striking, but he has good fundamentals. He has a very decent power. But again, his game comes from taking people down. A lot of pros would say he is the Khabib Nurmagomedov of the welterweight division, right? Ground and pound, decisions, stuff like that. But very dominant performances always. So we could either get Kamaru Usman dry humping poor Jorge Masvidal, or we could get an utter and ridiculous striking clinic put on by Jorge. By the way, I sound like every single casual on them Instagram comments in every single Conor McGregor post out there right now. Kamaru Usman humps dry legs. But I don't know. It's going to be a very interesting fight. May the best man wins. Again, if Jorge Masvidal gets the upset victory, this puts him amongst one of the best out there. You know, he would definitely be the BMF if he gets the upset win against Kamaru Usman. If he doesn't, it is understandable, and I reckon they might even run it back. Or if Jorge loses to Usman, I reckon the next fight Usman takes might be against Burns or Leon Edwards, who is the dark horse of the division. You know, you don't see him getting talked about much, but he is someone else who is absolutely phenomenal, absolutely beautiful and sharp, precise striking. But we'll have to see. Otherwise, right, predictions. Yes, who will I think will win? I've said it before and I'll say it now again. My heart says Masvidal, my mind says Usman. Go figure. I hope you guys have a wonderful day or night. Whenever you're watching this, maybe you're making love to your girl while listening to this. I don't know what you're doing, but hey, thanks for the free view. Again, this has been me, Jensen, and UFC 251. Hope you guys will enjoy, because I will be waking up at 5 in the morning to catch the main card. Yeah, take care, everyone. This has been episode 9. Peace.